Hi and welcome to another tutorial in Python for Intermediate series. In case you haven't watched the last tutorial, please watch it and then continue watching. Alright, now let's jump in and get started. In this tutorial, I am going to talk to you guys about inheritance in Python. Inheritance is the mechanism of reusing code. So let me show you how it works. So we have an employee class with a simple name method that simply prints a name message on the terminal. Class employee. In the next line, let's define a function def name and inside the parenthesis pass self. Print name. Now let's say in a real program, instead of one line of code, here we have tens of lines of code. Now say in the future we want to define another class called student, and we are going to also have the name method there. So we have to again repeat our program. Class student, def name self, print name. Now say you find some problem in this naming method. So you have to come and change in all duplicate functions. So how can we solve this problem? So we have different approaches. So one approach which is easier to understand for beginners is inheritance. Now here is how it works. Now we define a new class called applicant and then move the name method right there. And then we have the employee and student class inherit from their parent. So on the top we define a new class. Let's call it applicant. Now let's move this code inside here. Now we want employee class to inherit this method from the applicant class. So after the class name, we put parenthesis and type the name of the parent class like this, employee, and inside the parenthesis applicant. With this, the employee class will inherit all the methods defined in the applicant class. So there is a little problem here. Now if you see here, you can see a little red underline. This is because Python doesn't like an empty class. Here, our employee class is empty. So we need to add the method specific to employees. Or just to make Python happy, we can use the pass statement. That means nothing. So we are telling Python to skip this line. Now let's do the same for student class. So student, applicant. And then we use the pass statement here. So here we can create an employee or student object. So employee1 equals employee. And then employee1. And when we call the dot object, we have the name method that we defined in the applicant class. So employee1.name. Now let's run this program. There you go. We see the name message. Now here we can add methods specific to the employee class. For example, here let's define a function called qualification. And inside the parenthesis pass self. In the next line, simply print qualification. So when we type employee1 dot, we have the two methods. One which we inherited and the qualification method we just defined in the employee class. So we can similarly do this for the student class. So we can define a method called grade. Def grade and inside the parenthesis pass self. Now just simply print grade. So when we create a student object, we have these two methods, name and grade. So these are the basics of inheritance in Python. So that is it for this tutorial. Please support my hard work by liking this video and sharing it with others. Also leave a comment letting me know what more do you want to learn in this intermediate series. Also subscribe to my channel for more tutorials like this. Thank you so much for watching and I hope to see you soon.